Well, good evening. Welcome along to Super League Raw Weekly. We are back as always. It is a Tuesday evening. Good evening, Reginald. Are you well?
Very well, sir. Yourself?
Yes, the season that just keeps on giving, sir.
Still having your tea, sir?
Yes, very late this evening. I do apologise, everybody. Back to school, back to football training, you name it. It's all happening. What can you do?
It's murder, mate.
So,
it's murder.
It is murder. It's murder, but there you jolly well go. Plenty of people, as always, racing in. Let's give a few shout-outs. Of course, Steph Sale is with us. Alex Sharp, Joel Scholes, as always, Paul Boardman, and many more coming in as we speak. Get involved in the chat, as always.
Please. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well,
Let's get into it then, mate. Here we go. Let's crack straight on with the show, as they say. Here it comes. So first and foremost, let's do the usual. The fans forum now is up to 5,880 people, 120 to go, and then we're at 6,000, which will be absolutely marvellous.
Fantastic. Absolutely brilliant.
By the end of the season, let's hope that is the case. Right, let's start off with our friends over at Headingley, Leeds Rhinos. This man, Nene McDonald, appearing to be gone AWOL.
I think it's to do with the fact his wife's about to give birth any second now.
Absolutely. Very much in the dark, mate.
Yeah, I was reading something just a couple of minutes ago that kind of how true it is, whether they got the old press officers onto this one, that they've known that his wife's pregnant and they knew all along, and this is all people being a little bit naughty. So whatever the truth in that one is, it's all to do with his wife having a baby apparently, and the club knew all along. So
well, I mean, we will. There's no smoke, mate. Without
I know. Yeah,
things.
well, we know how these things work.
We do.
Rumors start, then the media has to get the club media gets involved to kind of put a blanket over it.
Yeah.
Things like that.
To be a Leeds Rhinos fan, and of course, just to add further, further petrol to the fire, as it were. Today, this man, Brenko Lee, released of his contract at the Dolphins. 27-year-old centre, of course, plays in Nene McDonald's position. However, he has said that his agent has had conversations with the Rhinos. That has been confirmed, albeit there's also rumours that Catalan Dragons, of course, we know they're going to be without Adam Kieran next season. And also Huddersfield, when you consider Masters appears to have gone out of favour the longer the season's gone on.
I also heard tonight how true it is that Matt Farley's signed for the Rhinos for next season.
That is true. We're coming to that next, sir.
Sorry, sir.
It's all right. It's not a problem. Let's stay on Brenko for a minute. 27 years old, 88 NRL appearances, 25 tries in that time. This season, 13 appearances, no tries, but 4 assists. He's got his 17 tackle busts this season in 13 appearances, so not really taking the world by storm there. 89% tackle efficiency. He averages 99 metres a game. That, for me, McDonald, when you look at McDonald's stats, actually, when you get into the detail, he hasn't scored that many tries. He hasn't made that many tries. He's just made some really good, powerful breaks this season.
He had against Wigan. He had an absolutely fantastic game.
That's right.
When everybody expected Wigan to absolutely smash them off the park. I think they went and won when they were playing particularly poorly at the start of the season. It's an interesting state of affairs, isn't it? It's a lot of its agents talking the players up, etc. But we'll have to see where we go with that one.
Well, I mean, Alex Sharp, of course, we know Alex is close to the Rhinos. Alex saying that he's got it on good authority that the players are aware that he will not be returning to the Rhinos, Nene McDonald.
All right, okay, fair enough.
So I will bow to Alex's superior knowledge of the Rhinos.
Is that to the end of this season, or is that for good?
I think the finality of what he's just put in the chat, I'm guessing for good. Be interesting. It will be interesting to see what happens there. But so Nene McDonald, possibly Brenko Lee coming in. One man, as you quite rightly says, who has been confirmed is Matt Farley, and 28-year-old halfback, 52 appearances in the NRL, 10 tries this season, only 7 appearances for the Raiders, 2 tries, 2 assists. For those who've got a memory of 2019 when he was last in Super League, of course, he did play for the Huddersfield Giants. I think a lot of people would have forgot about that when this was announced, which doesn't bode well for the Leeds Rhinos, because you know, he was pretty forgettable the last time round.
Was that 2 or 3 years ago?
19, mate, 2019.
2019, just season before COVID. Yeah, who knows? His game may have improved.
Well, not if he's been. No, he's only played 7 times, mate, this season.
True, but even so, that's not to say his game hasn't improved, is it?
Yeah, but mate, you know what's going on at Leeds? What is going on at Leeds? I mean, you know,
they're losing season. They've lost Austin.
They're not excited. I mean, Leeds fans, you know, let me know, Alex. You can't be. These are not signings that are going to make you think. I mean, when you consider how far off they've been this season, how many players are leaving, and you're getting the announcements like Segudemon's coming in now, Farali's coming in, you're thinking, really?
Yeah.
These Leeds Rhinos. Odd.
Yeah.
Really, really odd.
Yeah, it would be interesting.
Joel pouring a bit of petrol.
Go on.
Well, he's saying that he was terrible when he was at Huddersfield. Not good. Steph is saying Leeds are looking as good as Leeds are looking as good as their floodlights, which says a lot, really, I suppose. But yeah, there you go. One man that is going, that's been announced today, which is a real shame. Zane Tetevano, of course, it's been announced that he has left the club. Yeah, you do. Obviously, health comes first. Will he get himself back on a rugby field? Don't know, but it's fair to say for the few seasons that he's been at Leeds, good pro, solid player, hard as nails. Shame.
Yeah, it is. He didn't have the best of starts. Wasn't he banned for a few games at the start of his Rhinos career for a red card?
Are you saying, sir, he's been known for an indiscretion or two?
1 or 2 along the way, sir. Well, I mean, I can't remember which game it was where I'm sure, again, it was against Wigan, where he absolutely ripped it up.
Was it Saints as well? I think one of his indiscretions was against Saints, as I recall. Yeah. I think I remember a Saints.
Yeah, but I think he had it, and I think it might have been Wigan again, where he was absolutely sensational.
Yeah,
it was unstoppable
on his day, mate. Yeah. On his day, the guy.
Oh, one of the best on his day.
But the mad thing about this, I mean, you know, Tetevano was played predominantly prop this season. Of course, started his time at Leeds, I think, at loose forward, if memory serves me right. Of course, with Cameron Smith's emergence and the way Smith's been playing, you know, maybe that's been a benefit in the fact of, you know, Tetevano moving forward and now obviously out the team. It's giving Smith that opportunity to shine. But yeah, I mean, again, Leeds Rhinos. I mean, look, we'll reserve judgment till January when the official squads are there. We'll do the usual. This was last year. This is this year. What do we think? But at the moment, in a season that's been very forgettable for the Leeds Rhinos, it doesn't look like it's...
And yet, we can't write them off.
Well, they've got a week.
They've got form. They've got form in playing average of the season and winning the grand final at the end of it. They've got form for it.
I'll remind you of that this time next week, mate. You know, the Oysters are already on ice at Hull and Huddersfield. They're going to be on ice as we speak at Leeds.
I'm just saying, let's not just say they're out of it just yet, because they've got form for it. Look at last season when they got to the grand final.
Well, there you go. Alex is saying that Zane is selling all of his shirts for charity tomorrow, which is nice.
Good on you. Good on you.
Good on him. Another bit of an announcement over at the Champions. This is good business. Matautia signing on again. I think, you know, probably since he come back from his head knock, he's been going about his business very astutely. Good player, great second row.
Yeah, we were only talking about this last week. Was he going or was he staying? It turns out he's staying. Yeah, the head knock seems to have, calmed him down a little, because he was throwing himself around a lot early doors in the season. Yeah, it seems to have calmed him down. He's just going, as you say, going about his job in a steady way these days, which, you know, can only benefit Saints.
Well, I mean, look, he's one of the few. Look, there's not many Super League players that average over 100 meters a game. He's one of them, you know, and that says a lot. You know, his per carry ratio is 8.5, but he does average over 100 meters a game. I mean, one thing for certain, again, looking forward to next season, Saints have got a lot of quality in the back row next season. You know, Batchelor, who knows there. Whitley, even though he's not been announced, we expect he's going to be there. Siona Matautia, Sivanen signed on again. Knowles, Bell, you know, they've got bags of quality in that second row position, loose forward. Makes you wonder, is Knowles, are they trying to move Knowles forward to prop on a permanent basis?
Maybe. I don't know whether that's the right position for Knowles.
No.
But when you think McCarthy Scarsbrook must be Has he announced his retirement?
Yeah, I think LMS is. I'm pretty sure he's retired.
He has, hasn't he? So yeah, you might be right. You might be seen as the one that will fill McCarthy Scarsbrook's shoes. You know, Walmsley's not getting any younger, and he's had a lot of knocks this season.
Yeah. So Alex in the chat here, he's saying that even though the season's been exciting, he still thinks it's going to be a Wigan Saints final, same old, same old. I don't. I'm still going new name on the trophy.
I really, for the good of the game, we all saw what good the Lee Hull KR final did for the game.
Yeah.
I really, really, really hope, and this is, again, nothing against Wigan or Saints, but it's boring, it's dull.
Yeah, it is dull.
It's, nobody, neutrals don't know who to shout for. Don't know who to cheer on.
Correct,
let's have at least if we're going to have one of them there, let's have an underdog that people can get behind and root for.
Completely agree with you, mate. Completely agree with you. Let's hope that that's the case. We will be, of course, in attendance. And then, not confirmed, but completely out of left field, this one, Wesley Bruins has been linked with Warrington.
Mentioned late last week when we got the signing of.
We'll come to that, sir. We'll come to that. But we said, in terms of Wesley, though, I mean, obviously, Sam Burgess will have known of him because, of course, he was over at South Sydney. He wasn't in their development program. So Burgess will know of him.
To be honest, I remember before he went to Saints, I think we were linked with him. If memory serves me right. I think we were linked with him. And then it suddenly got announced that he'd gone to Saints.
Yeah,
I can't remember that was last season or the season before.
If it was, this is his first one, isn't it?
Was it this season? I couldn't remember.
This season, yeah.
But we were linked this season. There were strong rumours that he was coming to us.
Well, they haven't given him a chance. I mean, Welland has come out in his press conference saying that he's a cracking fella, great to have around the club, that he'll be, trying to get him to remain at Saints. So they clearly like what they've seen at Saints, albeit not enough to give him a place in the first team. And you know, you look at Warrington, I mean, next season, you mentioned last week, and starting to build up a little bit of credibility, Ratchford going as the deputy hooker, because next year King, if this guy comes, you've got Bruce, also Renshie, of course, coming back. And like you rightly said, this man was announced this week. Ty currently playing at the Papua New Guinea Hunters. Again, Sam Burgess called him directly, we're led to believe, on this one. This season, let's have a quick look. This season, he's played 19 times for the Hunters, 8 tries, 78 tackle busts, 10 clean breaks, tackle efficiency and 90%, an average of 144 metres per game. His career, 34 appearances, 14 tries. He's got blistering speed, hasn't he?
And has scored more tries than Halliwell Jones and Peter Matauti this season.
Well, there is that. But no, blistering pace. 24, I think his age. He's only a young lad. So, and when you think about it, you look at the age profile of these Aussies coming over is changing. The amount that are coming over now in the 20s as opposed to the 30s is unbelievable. And I mean, it's a position that, even though Warrington did great business in the pack going into this new season, the fragility in those back positions has been seen, hasn't it, at times? They went from,
there was no common sense in either season's recruitment last season and this season. The fact that last season we had a weakened pack and fairly decent centres, and so we strengthened the pack and then weakened the centres. And that, again, no disrespect to the players who were there, but we had Wardle at one point last season who looked the real deal, and we let him go to Wigan, and I'm a fan of bringing in more South Sea Islanders than actual Aussies or Kiwis, because I think they come across at a younger age. They've got more to prove, and this guy might very well be looking for a full-time NRL contract, and fair play to him. But I like the idea that it's a South Sea Islander that we're bringing over. He'll be hungry to show what he can do. No, it didn't do Petter Hiku anyhow, did it?
Yeah. No, it didn't. And, obviously Warrington have put in the contract that they have the option of a further year, which, again, if he does hit the ground running, they have got that option to extend. Equally, if it didn't work out, I think that's good business. If it doesn't work out, they don't have to keep him. If it does work out, it's in the club's they're holding the cards in terms of the extension. I think that's good business, to be fair to them. Kev Worrell, he's happy with it. He says that you usually find with these type of players, they're fully committed and they have the right attitude. Actually, probably one of our largest growing audiences here at Super League Raw are people that live over in Papua New Guinea. Good evening to each and every one of you.
Oh, good morning.
Or good morning, as the case may be, whenever you're watching us. Great to have you at Super League Raw. But yeah, Kevin Ogden's already linked in on the Knowles bit. He says that he's overrated. Kev, good lad, well done. Nothing like a bit of Knowles bashing this early on in the show, is there? Pappy did okay.
He's going to get a restraining order out on us.
He is, isn't he? Steve Cartley says that our tie looks 44. Tough life, mate. He's had a tough life, but he's a hell of a rugby league player.
Well, I'm only 23.
Absolutely, mate. It's frightening, isn't it? Really, but there you go. But no, again, we're going to probably have very similar next week. More announcements in terms of players.
This is the excitement. This is for me is the when all the contracts for this season have been settled in the next season, then we get this speculation and I like this part of the season just as it draws to a close. We get some good announcements.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think Alex here is in the chat. Cheers, Alex, listing all the players that Wigan have got coming in for 2024. Equally, look at the Hull KR side, look at the players they've got coming in for 2024. And on the note of Hull KR, we mentioned him last week. Jack Walker, we'll see him in a minute. The highlights from the KR game. Had another stellar game for KR at the weekend at fullback. He's actually come out and said that he has been offered a full-time contract by a Super League club. Which club? Rumours it could be Lee. Rumours, the fact that it's yet to be announced, again, goes in the favour of Lee. We know that Derek Beaumont and the people at Lee will not announce their signings until the end of the season. Myself and Steph were talking on Saturday. I don't know if you were there at that point, but me and Steph were talking about, O'Brien's not getting any younger. Walker actually might be a good fit at Lee.
Well, we shall see. We shall see.
We shall see. We shall indeed see. But hey, like I say, next week we'll probably have more and more stories.
Couple of other things. Is it true that the King has signed on at Salford for another?
The King has. Yes, my apologies.
Yeah,
good business as well. We put that on the page. That's good business for Salford. I think on his day, King's got a lot about him, hasn't he? What a player!
I just called him the King because I still can't say it after all these years.
Outstanding, yeah. And before we look at the tries of the week, Gary Schofield, I think, and Martin Sadler in League Express, and rightly so. Yeah, IMG. I mean, they're scathing at the moment. IMG was brought in terms of building the media, the new deal in terms of monetary value from Sky is going to be less, albeit we don't know what the other broadcasters are going to pay for it. That's a question mark. But they've been very scathing it. My fear here, and I hope I'm wrong when I say this, that IMG walk away is my fear. Because at the moment,
there is a danger.
They asked for the round robin to go. No, hasn't happened. Challenge Cup, as they've been suggesting things, that's been put on ice for another year.
Yeah.
You look at it, and as I'm sitting here now, my concern here is IMG is going to go, look, we're giving you suggestions. You don't know what the contract situation was in terms of the broadcast deal and all the rest of it, how much they have.
They might have had the hands tied on that. We don't know.
I don't know. I really don't know. But my concern from the outside in is this a case of IMG being lackluster? But when you look at what they do in other sports, I don't think that will be the case. Yeah. Are we just not being brave enough? I don't know.
This is something I've been thinking about, and I just wonder whether the Super League clubs have just got too much power and are just looking after their own interests. Because again, I think it was announced last week that plans to increase the Super League by 2 more teams have been scrapped again. Which I think
has to happen. Sorts out the round robin.
We can't keep having loop fixtures.
No.
It disadvantages certain teams by playing the same team over and over again.
Well, what's the worst that could happen? We've had relegation and promotion. Look at Lee's outing when they came in at the last minute. Got absolutely bad. Wakey, fair play to Wakefield in the second half of the season. They put up some sort of fight. But look at Wakey in the first 15 rounds. What harm can it be? What harm can be done bringing 2 more teams in? I like the Cumbria idea. We know that you've got the York, the Halifax, the Bradfords, the Featherstones. You've got
Newcastle Thunder. There. You've got
exactly. There's an opportunity there for me.
There is.
Has to be done. I do fear IMG are going to go, do you know what? You clearly don't.
Yeah.
You're clearly not listening, guys. You know, off you
it
go.
Is,
because
it is a concern. And, you know, when you think that the main argument is that if we bring extra teams in it dilutes the money. Well, no, it doesn't, because if you're the supporter of a new team in Super League,
you're going to travel.
You will invest in that team. Imagine Newcastle Thunder, the investment, York Knights, the investment. Yeah. They will probably bring, you know, at Castleford, what do we have? 500 fans from Castleford on Saturday afternoon. You get Newcastle Thunder coming to the Halliwell Jones for the first time, and you could fill that away end.
Yeah.
And
it's I mean, there's two reputations at stake.
Yeah, I think
there's two reputations. You know, it's not just Rugby League.
Well, I know, but Super League has too much power, I think, in swaying decisions. The chairman of the clubs, and I think that's the problem.
Well, we will keep an eye on it, but like I say, IMG will not want their reputation and brand devaluing. You know, they will want to be able to, you know, point.
Well, if IMG walk away, it might serve them right. Eddie Hearn comes in and gives them a real shake up.
I don't think it'll ever happen, mate. They
had the chance with Eddie Hearn and he blew it.
They did. Right, let's get into some action. Here we go. Here come the tries of the week. Here they come.
Seize the day.
So there they are, the tries of the week for this week, Greg. Which ones are those took your fancy about? And don't look in the chat, you're getting pelters for Newcastle, mate.
Am I?
You're getting pelters, Chief. But anyway, don't you worry about that. What try did you like?
They don't understand these people. It was just, it was just an off the cuff remark. It's somewhere we already have Magic Weekend there, so why not grow the game there?
Well, anyway, you try, sir. You try.
I'm very trying. Yes. I thought Sam Lizonis was a good try. Scored a hat trick at the weekend, I believe.
He did. That was his hat trick try. The one that you just saw.
Yeah, I thought it was. Toby King. What a pass from field. I mean,
mate,
great pass.
That was outrageous. Just goes to show he's on a different planet.
Wait, apart from it being, several yards forward, it was a great pass. But I love Darrell Clarke. Obviously, I'm biased. I love Darrell Clarke's try. I think he got fed up with seeing players pass it and then the ball get dropped as he were walking over the line, so he thought he'd do it himself. I think for me, Sam Lizzoni, the power that he used to get through Sam Lizoni? Am I still getting pelters?
You're now getting pelters from Dawn for saying that Frenchie's pass was 5 yards forward. Right. So you're not alone either. She's at you. JT Morris is coming in for some flack as well off our Dawn.
Listen, Dawn, it was that far forward. He caught it in Morrison's.
Swifty, mate, 10 games in a row now for Adam Swift. And I tell you what, he took
They're going to miss him.
Oh, mate. Joel's rubbing his hands, mate. Joel's rubbing his hands.
They must be bringing somebody special in next season.
Swift at the moment. I mean, possibly with the exception of Abbas Miska, Swift's is the in-form winger in Super.
At this moment in time, yeah.
Yeah, at this moment in time. I mean, Makinson won't be far off either, but yeah, Swift absolutely outstanding. Yeah, lovely tries, some really nice tries in there. I like the Mikey Lewis one. I like another run around, mate. The masters of the run around. OKR.
Garcia's was all right, but it was spoilt by weak defence, I think. It was he still had to score. I'm still getting pelted.
No, Steph's just trying to be funny now. I'm just ignoring him.
Go on, what's he said?
It's not about Swift going to league. Go on, carry on. He's not. He's going to Huddersfield. Go on, carry on.
All right. Oh no. I thought Garcia's needs some scoring, but it was very, very weak defence.
Oliver Hodge is basically come out with a comment that is the most obvious comment of the evening. Oliver, my friend, who would not be jealous of you having Bevan French at Wigan? Who would not be jealous? We're all jealous. Quality player. So you're quite right. It's the most obvious comment that you could possibly have said there, sir. Yeah. We are all jealous. But
Dayfield, Bevan French, I would have them in the Warrington team tomorrow.
What a treat to have him in our league.
Exactly. We're not slagging him off.
No, quality.
No way.
Quality. Well, Reggie's Rockets, Reggie Allen, as you can see there, has moved forward a little bit more. It's Ryan Birch. Can't hear Ryan. Ryan's suddenly gone a bit quiet. Where are you, Ryan, lad? Hey, unbelievable. I don't know. You got to get your act together, son. That's not good enough. Just not good enough. You're losing the shirt at a rate of knots, I have to say. Reg Allen, well done to you. Graham Middleton was the highest scorer on the week with 779 points. Well done, Graham. Good effort, sir.
Good lad. Well done.
We're going to dip into the Albert Goldthorpe. This is the current Albert Goldthorpe table after 24 rounds of Super League. George Williams still remaining top 27. Bevan French, though, now closing that gap at a rate of knots, 24. Then Lamb, then Garcia, and then Jake Clifford.
Yeah, that does surprise me because we've had a poor mid-season.
If he raced the head, though. Yeah, he got a lot of his points early doors.
Yeah, even so. I'm sure somebody must have. I'm sure Bevan French must have had.
Mate. Yet again, when we get into the highlights, some bonkers Albert Goldthorpe points this week. Again,
it's like the disciplinary panel. It's just bonkers. Three Salford players banned. And not one of them got a yellow or a red, but they are appealing apparently.
Yeah, they are. And I think somebody was saying that there was quite a few in that game. I think Frenchie had one, and was equally as bad. Really odd when again consistency called into question. It's a shame, but they're appealing, aren't they? I think they're trying to get the King and Watkins back in for the weekend, so it might be worth people keeping an eye on that. That'll probably be announced.
Yeah, I'm keeping my eye on it.
Yeah, but that's good. But I think at the moment French. It'd be hard to argue Bevan French Man of Steel at the moment. We know it's going to be to a back. I mean, my personal opinion, it's Tom Amone who should get it. He does the hardest job on the field, and he's been colossal.
I think John Asiata would run in close. I think Paul Vaughan would run the close as well.
But it won't. It'll go to a back or it'll go to a half. So on that basis, if it was French, as a Warrington fan, I'd have no argument. But I think it's still game on, isn't it, in that respect?
Yeah. Well, right. 3 points now, so we shall see.
Absolutely. Of course, the Man of Steel is cloak and dagger, so there's absolutely no fixing going on there whatsoever. We now move on.
No truth in the room that Sam Tompkins has won it because he's retiring this year.
None at all. No, albeit I believe he's faring very well in the voting. Anyway, let's say it won't happen. We're just having a giggle. Let's get into the top performers for round number 24. the top performers of round number 24. Good to see a mixture of youth and experience in those stats. Jack Croft, lovely to see.
Yeah,
Jack Croft in there.
Yeah,
it was nice. That was
well,
nice.
Well done.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And,
Paul Vaughan's again, maybe slightly biased. Paul Vaughan's figures this week were
ridiculous.
The man is a monster.
Absolutely ridiculous. Right, let's get straight into some highlights. Starting with Hull KR against the Catalan Dragons. This is this was a massive win for Hull KR. For me now, pretty much putting them right in playoffs now. This was a big win.
Absolutely massive. I don't think anybody did. Any of us see this one coming? Did Gary Schofield predict this? I don't know.
Let's have a quick look.
No, I don't think I did.
No, we did. We all went KR. We all went KR.
We
all went KR. Yeah. Myself, you, fans forum went 1-8. Schofield went 9-17 KR. Well, we all went KR.
But, that surprises me.
Yeah. Nice that you keep tabs on your scores, sir. And
for some reason, I thought I'd back Catalan.
Look, absolutely. Paul Bowman, did you only include the first half of Lee stats? No, Paul. All in, my friend. All in. But no, this is a really good, solid win. I mean, KR, you have to, again, credit KR, Willie Peters, the big blow that was losing the Challenge Cup final. They bounced back really well here. Yeah,
they are. I mean, you're also quite a way behind Catalan as well. In this game, and to turn it round the way they did, it might well losing the Challenge Cup final may well be the catalyst they need for a strong end of season run.
Well, I mean, Abdul expected to return, and that's going to be a headache, I think, for Willie Peters, because for me, I fear that he's going to put Mikey Lewis back at full back, and he's not a full back.
Mikey Lewis is not a fullback.
Just so we can get Abdul in, with Schneider. And for me, you've got to leave Lewis where he is. Yet again, in this game, Lewis had a great game.
The thing is, are we not 100% sure that Schneider's going to be there next season?
No, he's definitely going back to the NRL.
Yeah, so then bring Abdul back in.
You can't, mate, you can't. Schneider's been too good. You can't drop an informed player. As good as Abdul was at the start of the season, of course, he was leading the Banner Golf table for a while.
But you've got to. You're right. It's a difficult one. Me personally,
it is. Yeah.
Oh, the run around.
There you go. Look at that lovely stuff. Beautiful.
But it's. I mean, Catalan have hit. Every team hits a poor patch. And maybe Catalan have hit theirs just at the wrong time. So instead of teams fearing going to Catalan to play in the playoffs, they might very well be playing their playoff games here.
I mean, the good news for Catalan is obviously they've got two. They've got one. The two away games that are coming up. Wakey, of course, this week. Then Leeds at home before Salford on the last game of the season. And by that point, Salford may or may not have a chance to play off Rugby League. If they didn't have a chance to play off Rugby League, that might not be too hard a task, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Busquet, 250th appearance for the Dragons. He's been a good servant to Catalan as Mr. Busquet.
Yeah, we like a bit of Mr. Busquet.
We do indeed. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's been kind of a mainstay of that team for a long time. Obviously, 250%. I can't even say it. 250 appearances. He's kind of been part of the backbone of the club for quite a while now.
Absolutely. And the Albert Goldthorpe, we talked
about.
Here
we go. Come on.
We talked about it. Jack Walker got 3. And fair play. Yeah. Busquet got 2. Schneider got 1. No issues with them. No issues
actually,
with them.
To be honest, there's another little run around as well.
Yeah,
nice
mate, really, really good. Really, really good. Like I say, Jack Walker absolutely deserving of a Super League contract.
That try there, that's given without any kind of consultation. If that had gone to the screen, that had probably been looked at for a good 2 or 3 minutes.
Lovely that from Walker, mate. Lovely run on the arch. Absolutely superb Rugby League. I like Jack Walker. We called it last year. As soon as he came in, we said, this kid, quality. He shouldn't be playing in the Championship. He should be playing in Super League.
God, no.
And he's shown it. I think it would be amiss of us to not see the Mikey Lewis try one more time before we move on. So we'll just allow Fouad Yahar there and good to see Fouad Yahar back as well. Obviously deputising for Johnston. Johnston, of course, now behind Charlie. He'll want to get back as quickly as possible.
And that was a. I'd like to have seen that one again.
Well, it would have gone to the screen, wouldn't it?
Yeah, the Meekin one. I'd like to have seen that again. I'm not so sure he did drop that, but
bad swinging arm that from Manu Mal. You know, bit of his all background in that one. But here it is. Here we go. Let's have a look at it. Go on, Mikey lad. Here we go. Oh, hey, beautiful. It just doesn't get old, does it? The old run around.
Basic rugby league.
The basics of rugby league. Right, we then move on to Wigan Warriors took on Salford. Salford, they just got a horrid record against Wigan. But to be fair, this was a professional quality performance. And look at this from Farrell. Beautiful.
Getting back to his best. He's been a bit quiet this season, I thought, Liam Farrell. He's not been up to his usual high standard. I'm sure our Wigan fans will tell me I'm talking absolute garbage, but from what I've seen of him anyway, he's not commanded games as much as he has these last few seasons, but he's getting, frighteningly for the other teams, he's getting back to his best.
I think you might be judging him by his impeccable high standards there. I bet he's been steady.
Well, this is it. Yeah, I mean, this is it. His average is pretty good for any other player.
There's Abbas going in.
Yeah, he's having a season of his life, isn't he?
Mate, he'll be wearing number 2 next season for Wigan.
Well, considering he wasn't first choice at the start of the season.
Yeah, he is now, and I think he will be next season. A big number 2 is going on his back next year, unless he likes the number 23. But I would expect
it's a poor choice of words, that, sir. But I see what you're getting at.
Yeah, I think he'll definitely be moving up the shirt
the pecking
charts
order,
for next season. The pecking order, no less. Absolutely. I mean, goodness from Wardle.
Yeah.
I mean, Salford, we know that Sneed went off. He had a little bit of a knock. I've got question marks. Is Brodie Croft fully fit? Real concerns for Paul Rowley at half-time, just before half-time. Because, I mean, talk about all or nothing. What? You're playing Jayfield. And look at this. It's all or nothing, and it backfires terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. I mean, that is it's scandalous.
He's the last person you kick to.
Yeah, it's scandalous.
Yeah. Once he catches that ball, you go and put the kettle on and make a cup of tea because you know the outcome.
Oh, mate. Yeah. I mean, it's just, like I say, the defending. I mean, those players, I'm just going to stop it, actually. Let's just get into this a little bit. I mean, here we go. Let's just stop it here. So I think it's Briley that competes for the ball there. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, whoever this is, he's got to be here. Has to be.
Yeah.
This he's not run fast enough to compete with the ball. He has to be in this defensive line. The fact that he's moved up has created a problem. These guys here, they're running too fast. They're not competing with the ball. It's all or nothing. They are gambling on Briley catching that ball. And the moment
to be fair, those two guys there that you pointed out, that's what they're there for. They're waiting for the knock back, and Jayfield is not going to get beaten running onto a ball and jumping like that.
No.
He's not going. They are not going to get that ball off him, I'm afraid.
John Kerr
Paul Rowley must have been pulling his hair out.
Oh, mate. Here we go. We'll have to enjoy this in a minute. Here it comes.
That Mago.
That's Mago. Mago's playing well. Here we go.
When Mago came on, he was awesome.
Oh, that is absolute poetry on a rugby field. That is beautiful stuff.
Yes.
Look at
let's just see it again. There we go.
Oh, gets better every time. Oh, I tell you. Oh, he's Viagra.
Slightly less for
outstanding stuff. Outstanding stuff. Unbelievable. That's what we're talking about. Steady on, sir. Stay with me.
I'm not long for this world, sir.
But no, I mean, Salford, like we say, unbelievable, really. That wasn't great. I mean, good to see Kensio going in. But yeah, Wigan. John Kerr was saying on the Super League show on BBC, Wigan now are looking like they're getting into the stride. We know they're a great defensive side. The attack is starting to click. Morgan Smithies, 100 Super League games for him in this one. And the Albert Goldthorpe, no surprises. Bevan French 3, no issues with that. Field got 2 and 1 for Patrick Mago, which again.
I was going to say Mago was superb.
He was steady away.
I mean,
he was
Morgan
steady away.
Smith is 100 appearances. He seems to have been around for a lot longer than that.
He does, doesn't he? But
yeah, he seems to have been around for years. I mean, he was only about 17, 18 when he first started.
Yeah, but steady away. I mean, I don't mind a bit of Morgan Smith. I like the fact he's on the edge. He is on the edge, and
he can go over the edge sometimes. But everybody needs a play like that in the team.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely, yeah. He does the hard stuff. So there you go. No major issues with the points that we're given. We now move over to this little nugget. Oh, isn't it wonderful to finally be happy as a Warrington fan?
I don't think I've smiled like this for months.
I mean, first half was clunky. It was clunky. I think for me, he loses that.
He's so far short of the line. I can't even believe it.
I mean, you can actually see the ball bobble. His arm come off the ball.
It's that angle that makes it look like a try. But
and you know what?
Not a try.
This is the fear in it for VAR and coming into rugby league. There, look.
Yeah.
Right now, can somebody please tell me how that, having gone up to the video referee, and they never slowed it down. And look, I haven't got the technology that they've got, and even I can pause it with his arm off the ball.
Yeah, well, we could see from our angle that he grounded the ball short and then let go of it. And
it's not. I mean, when we're in run out 66-12 winners, it doesn't matter. But we're coming into playoffs. Decisions like that can be the end of a team's season in the playoff.
Yeah.
And this is where, for me, it's great that we're getting the video ref at every game, but they've got to be better, because that my apologies, we're going back, that is just quite simply not good enough.
Well, the problem is, Dave, and we've said it for a couple of seasons now, it's the referee saying it's a try or it's a no try on the field.
Yeah.
If you're having the video technology, let the video referee make the decision.
But the fact that he's given a try on the field for that, for me, is irrelevant. Even in normal speed, you can see it's short and his arm comes off the ball. He's lost control. Ridiculous.
Yeah, but you've got to get rid of the referee on the pitch saying try or no try. That has got to stop.
I agree.
As far as I'm concerned.
There was no stopping Vaughan here.
Magnificent.
I think McKaylee coming back has been brilliant for Vaughan, because it allows Vaughan to not do as much, to share the load, because McKaylee's good for minutes and he's good for in terms of what he's done. And
I mean, I wouldn't like to be the Castleford fan that was on the end of that kick. He's probably still coming down.
No, lovely from Dufty there again. On the mark. Another great performance from Dufty. In the last 4 games, 4 tries, 4 assists. His meters have gone through the roof. His tackle bust, he's now number 1 in Super League for tackle bust. He's took over Bevan French.
And you know what? He shut me up because I was criticising him a few weeks ago.
Mate, classmate.
Happily, he shut me up because he's solid in defence as well.
Again, and this is Ben Curry's 100th. No, actually, when you look at it from the other angle, he actually plays the ball. He actually knocks the ball out of the hand. He plays for the ball. So if you watch it in a minute, you'll see.
Yeah, I was still surprised he didn't give a knock on straight away, to be honest, and didn't wait for it to go through. But
Curry was happy, mate, because it was his 100th try, his 100th career try that for Dufty. And here he is, the traditional Greg Eden. I said it. I was almost blasé in the stand. It's Greg Eden. He always scores, and he just does.
He's got to score. Yeah,
absolutely. Whilst we're watching a bit of the action, Delly Ward after the game, quite damning actually. He said a few stuck their hands up and had a big shift and had a dig, but we are not a team that can carry a few passengers. A few just gave up a little bit at times, and it's just not good enough. I mean, that's scary.
Yeah, that's a damning indictment of his players.
It is.
That's going to work one of 2 ways. It's either going to fire the players up or it's going to split the dressing room.
Greg, we cannot disappoint our public. So here it comes, ladies and gentlemen. Michael Jackson is back, Mr. Dufty, with those glittering steps for a 2nd week in a row. Oh, yes. Brilliant.
What's that noise you made there?
Anyway. Simone. That's Clark going in. Good. I mean, that's what Saints fans have got to look forward to next season.
I know.
Brilliant player.
Yeah, he's just. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything about that.
No,
but Nicholson is looking stronger.
He is. I thought he was unlucky to miss out on Goldthorpe points, if I'm being honest.
So do I. I thought he ran well and tackled strongly. I really did.
Some of his tackles, mate, out of this world. Lovely ball list from Williams. Look at that.
Look at that.
Right on the button. Yeah. Beautiful. And I think this is really good for Warrington because this was shades of early season form. There was a confidence in that second half where they just seemed to get. And if they can carry that on now, that confidence.
The one thing I think that everyone, well, I can't speak for every Warrington fan, but a majority of Warrington fans, they played with a smile on the face for the first time in a long, long time.
Yeah.
But it was great. Yeah. It was great to see. It was great to see. As a Warrington fan, it was wonderful. Go on, what are you laughing at, mate?
Nothing, mate. I'm just keeping me on the chat as you do.
Am I getting penalties again?
No, not at all. George Williams, of course, scored his 100th career try in this. Stefan Ratchford, 1,500 points now for Warrington Wolves. 11 from 11 on the day, an 84% conversion rate for the season. Stefan, second only to Sneed in terms of accuracy with the boot this season.
He's had his critics this season, Ratchford, but you can't argue with statistics like that.
You can't argue with goal kicking.
He's clearly not a centre, but he's been given a job to do.
Yeah, and his goal kicking is potent.
And he's doing the best of that job that he can.
Absolutely.
And you can't argue with statistics like that.
You can't.
There's the beast, Paul Vaughan.
And here goes Matty Ashton. Believe it or not, Matty Ashton, his first 2 assists of the season. Obviously, he's the finisher, normally not the maker, but his first 2 assists of the season from Matty Ashton. I mean, when he's in full flow, there's he's just devastatingly quick, isn't he? And 66 points to 12.
A good win. A good win. Go on.
A good win. Albert Goldthorpe, 3 for Williams, 2 for Dufty, 1 for Vaughan. Personally, I'd have gone 3 Dufty, 2 Williams on that. Based on what I saw, and like I say, Matty Nick.
I'd have maybe given Vaughan 2 points.
And then Matty Nick, I think, very unlucky as well to miss out in that one, I have to say.
Yeah.
Right, we then come to the next game, which isn't this one because we've just seen it. It's Hull, isn't it? Next one, Hull FC. Leeds.
All right,
well done to Leeds. Have to say, got a little bit of the rub of the green. This for being one of them. I mean, that ball is for all the world going out, and then it takes that lovely bounce. Well, Luke Hooley, I think that's his second or maybe his third game in a row. Hooley's gone in now.
Well, he scored against us, He scored against us. I think he scored last week. I think he might be right.
So that's 3 in a row. And I'm pleased for him. He's bounced back really strong. So
he had a bit of a horror show, didn't he, in his first game?
He did. So really pleased for Luke Hooley. Hull FC, of course, as traditional at this time, end of season dinner for those guys at Hull.
That was cruel.
But it is. But it's Hull, isn't it? And this is what Tony Smith has got to fix. This is Hull FC. They do it every year. They show glimpses of quality. They buy some great players, the likes of a Clifford. You think, they might be up to something here, and then lo and behold, they just after the Challenge Cup, whether they're in it or they're not, they just fall.
You are right in what you say. It's a mystery. I mean, they were right back in it.
Yeah, they were.
They were right back in it here, and it just. Yeah. Well, we saw that maybe the writing was on the wall that first game of the season where they allowed Casford to come back.
Yeah, good counsel. Yeah, absolutely.
So, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if somebody's going to fix it, then I will put money on Tony Smith fixing it.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Dawn Baker in the chat saying that she was gutty when Nicholson left, albeit they've got a good replacement coming in next season. Liam Sutcliffe, injury killed them. Sutty and Swift were causing Robertson Alfort's nightmares, as was this man, Cameron Smith. Yet again, fine performance from him. But Lizones, I mean, I think Texoy, he's played a bit of matador, isn't he?
Yeah.
Don't you think? He didn't fancy it, did he? He didn't fancy it. The ball was on its way through.
Yeah.
He was thinking, not having this. I'll make it look good for TV.
I mean, he's a big guy, Lizzoni.
Mate, for a forward, it was a beautiful step on Hoy.
Yeah, but he's a big guy, mate, as well. But he can shift. He's got pace.
Well, as he showed, mate, showed. I mean, that there, poor. I mean, really poor, mate. Just poor. Yeah, I agree.
Like, look, I mean, how many times are you going to let a player get out of a tackle and pass the ball?
I know, mate. Not good, that. Not good, that, if you're a Hull FC fan.
Clifford was right in the thick of it as well.
Yeah.
Is it right to say that Clifford won't be there next season?
No, he's gone, mate. He's back. Yeah. He's back over in Oz.
Maybe his head's already there. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, I won't be surprised. Nice to see the young man on the far side here. Good to see that he didn't do a Davy Litton. You know, there's nothing to celebrate here. You know, Baron on the shirt, a Baron performance, if you don't mind me saying, FC, is what I would say. But, you know, nice to see he didn't do a little bit. Here it comes, I think. We're about to see good old Sammy do his thing in a moment. I think he's not a million miles off. Yeah, I mean, Chris, that's a great player. And another player they're going to miss. You know, I know they're bringing Essie in, but you know, Saturday.
Yeah, but Chris Saturday, wow.
You know, I mean,
he's one of my favourite. He's one of my favourite forwards in the whole competition. Chris Saturday.
Well,
hold him back in here. Hold him back in.
Mate, Cam Scott's had a decent season, to be fair. But I mean, for me, it's another Leeds. You look at who they're losing, and you're like, oh dear, oh dear. You know, here we go.
Here we go. Watch this.
This is lovely. That's proper Matador.
It's Jonathan Davis-esque.
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's beautiful.
Davis, celebrate before you've scored the try, sunshine.
Beautiful.
Never do that.
Oh, well, fair play to him. You don't see
before you score the try.
You don't see many forwards, mate. Prop forwards get a hat trick. Congratulations must go to Mr. Lazzone. Let's have a quick look in the chat before we do the Albert Goldthorpe. Let the highlights go. Oliver Hodge only got Wardle and Marshall to do on Saturday. That'll be the Wigan game, of course, coming up. Where are we going with this? I think Martin thinks Martin will be back at centre next season. Does Alex Sharp, which is interesting.
That's an interesting call. That won't be such a bad move.
Surprised. He's played well at centre this year, Martin, for me. Yeah. I think Martin's one of those players. He just puts his hand up and plays well.
You could probably put Reece Martin anywhere and he'll play well, mate.
Good player, mate. Well, he's played standoff, didn't he? Last two games, so you know. Kevin Wall surprised by Hull FC falling off the way that they have. Kev, I'm not. Jamie Shaw, 200th appearance for FC. Liam Sutcliffe, his 250th career performance. The Albert Goldthorpe, no surprising. Sam Lazzone getting 3 points. Cameron Smith getting 2. And very surprisingly, Sam Walters getting 1. For me, McDonnell or Hooley. Very unlucky.
I thought Hooley played. I thought Hooley had a real good game.
Yeah, really, really unlucky that.
A strong game, Hooley, yeah.
Completely agree. Right, we now go to the champion, St. Helens. And, you know, let's give credit here to Wakefield. A really spirited performance. Paul Wellen said that, you know, he thought that Wakey played well. This is lovely from Hull. Look at that. Get out of the way. That's fantastic. That is it. Senior? I think it was Senior, wasn't it? Get out of the way. Beautiful.
But isn't Hurrell injured for the weekend?
He is, and I think he's also picked up a one-match ban anyway, so he won't be playing.
But he's took quite a bad knock apparently, hasn't he?
Yeah, supposedly. So here comes Mr. Wakefield, Mr. Ashurst, always in the right spot.
Oh yeah,
have a bit of that.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to have sympathy for Wakefield. They gave it a real good shot. They really did. I mean, we all expected Saints to absolutely smash them off the park, and they hung in there. They hung in there.
Maybe look at the league in a minute. You know, many people would have expected Saints to really, you know, close the gap between them, Catalan and Wigan in terms of points difference. They didn't do that. And to be fair to Wakey, this has been a great weekend in terms of points difference in their battle with Castleford. And I think what this performance shows for me is, of the two, Castleford and Wakey, based on what we're seeing, if anybody's going to have an upset, create an upset, it's going to be Wakefield, because Wakefield are going to the death. The only concern for them is like McDonald at Leeds, David Fafita's wife is expecting a child and he can leave at any moment, and that would be a hammer blow.
Rumour has it he might have already left.
Yeah, exactly, a hammer blow.
Yeah, so that is, I mean, their turnaround of form coincided with his return. So, you know, and that is they've got to get over that.
This is not great. This is not great. That's not good. That's not good. Tommy Makinson, though, mate, now the 8th highest try scorer in Super League history. 174. He's now next in his sight is one Mr. Ryan Atkins, formerly of Warrington Wolves. This is Percival, mate. Again, you know, he won't get the assist for that, but look at this from Percival. We'll just go back and have a quick look at it. You know, he got 1 assist on the day. He won't get this one, of course. It'll go to Benison, but look at that from Percival.
That's beautiful. That is perfect centre play. Perfect centre play.
He's back to his best at the right time of the season, and I was very surprised not to see him in the Albert Goldthorpe medal table. 3 for Tommy Makinson. Personally, sorry, Tommy took his tries well, but Percival was better. I don't understand.
I agree 100%, mate.
Then this loving with George Delaney comes back. He got 2. How? Why? Don't get it. Like Delaney, it's going to be a great player, but he was nowhere near the second best St. Helens player on that field of play.
No.
James Bell then gets the 1 point. Welsby, Percival, all day long ahead of Bell and Delaney. And I think in Percival's case, should have been ahead of Makinson, mate.
Who knows how they work and how they think?
Well,
who knows?
Exactly. Who knows? And then, of course, the curtain came down belatedly on a Giants game.
It went up at the beginning of the week and it went down at the end of the weekend.
Well, my take, I'll get your take, and I'll get my take. This is perfectly acceptable what they did with this game, restarting it at 48 minutes. I think, it'd have been very harsh on Charlie, who's clearly going toe-to-toe with Johnston for the try scoring. I think if Huddersfield were leading at the floodlight failure, they would have been quite happy to resume at 48 minutes. It was the same for both teams. It's the same for both sides. It is what it is. And with player welfare and the time of the season that we're in, to rearrange a game when, let's be absolutely honest, Huddersfield are not going to the playoffs. So actually, it would have hindered Leigh. And I don't understand why you would want Leigh to play an extra game. They've already played every game in the Challenge Cup. So for me, I'm perfectly happy with this. No issues with it at all. And now you're going to tell me I'm wrong.
I think the RFL is between the devil and the deep blue sea on this one.
Yeah.
No matter what decision they'd have come to, replay the game, give each team a point, do what they did, they couldn't win. And I actually agree with you, to be honest. For once, I agree that I think this was a surprisingly, for the RFL, sensible decision to come to. I can understand why Huddersfield are upset about it. I can understand that. But, no matter what decision the RFL had come to, somebody was going to be unhappy. So I think this was the floodlights were working brilliantly there. I don't know what was wrong with them, but I think this was the most sensible decision that they could come up with, if I'm being honest. I'm agreeing with you, Dave. We're probably going to get pelters in the chat, but I agree with you that this was the way to resolve it.
I think so. And, I said on In the Sheds, I'm sorry, Huddersfield, but you don't deserve to play in the playoffs this season. I'm sorry, you just don't. So for me, I've always had a soft spot for Huddersfield.
Yeah.
But now I'm sorry. One, you weren't going to qualify for the playoffs, and secondly, you don't deserve to. There's long, hard questions that need to be asked at that rugby club on how this season has gone the way it has at Huddersfield Giants, because that squad that they assembled, quite frankly, there was too many chefs in the kitchen. I think Lolohea, Russell, Price, Connor, there was too many chefs in the kitchen, and it's took them too long to sort that mess out.
You could argue that the signing of Connor was the thing that maybe upset the apple cart.
Maybe. They should have been so much better. A 350th career appearance for Zach Hardacre in that game. Congratulations to Zach Hardacre. Ollie Russell out for the season. That's, I would say, a hammer blow, but at the end of the day, it allows him to get ready for next season. So
I think if am I right in saying he's missed a fair few games this season, Ollie Russell, with injury? Is that right?
Has, mate. And they need to sort that out. And Joel saying honest and fair in my assessment. Thank you, Joel. You know me, a cunning linguist. But yes, great name, great word that on a Tuesday evening. But yes, there you go. The Albert Goldthorpe, a bit of an head scratcher here. Nobody loves Monet more than me. Asiata got 3. I'm only 2. Sorry, Mulhern, far better.
Mulhern was
far better.
In the Friday night game, the Friday night part of the game, he was awesome. He was outstanding. So I'm surprised Mulhern didn't get more points.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I think for me personally, Mulhern over Amone, and Price got 1. And actually, in fairness to Will Price, not a bad effort. Good try as well from the young lad on the wing. Right, let's take a look at the league table then. That's brought the highlight reel to an end. Wigan Warriors now sitting top. Our favourites for the Shield at the start of the season. It's took them a while to get there, but
yeah,
I do think they're going to take some shifting now. I really, really do. Catalan need a win and they need one fast. Like I say, Saints, many will have been surprised that they didn't dispatch Wakefield more clinically. For me, Saints, the door is very much still ajar there for Saints to get a home semi.
yeah.
It is. I mean, I think Wigan will go on and win it, but I think Saints there is it's that. I mean, look, it's game on. But when you look at the fixtures that are left, you wouldn't expect. In fact, let's do that now. Let's just have a quick look at it. So Wigan, the last 3 fixtures for them, it's Leeds Rhinos away this week, then Castleford at home, then Lee away. They're tough. I mean, that with the exception of Castleford at home at DW, nothing's coming out of that. Leeds away, spirited performance last week, as you can see there at the bottom, mathematically not out of it, albeit I think they will not get there. So actually, if they can get through the Rhinos this week, I think they'll be okay. I think they'll probably go on to win it. However, it's not over till the you know who sings. Catalan Dragons, Wakey this week, so an opportunity for them to put some points on. But let's not forget, earlier in the season, first game of the season, 24-38. To the Catalan Dragons at Wakefield. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
Then they go and play Leeds at home, Salford away. So again, you look at that, it's feasible they could win all 3. It is. But the form at the moment, I don't know. I just don't know. And then finally, St. Helens, Lee Leopards at home. That's a test this week. Then it's Warrington away. If Warrington can dispatch Salford, that won't be easy, albeit, the form this season and when they've met each other, everything points to a Saints win. But, if Warrington can keep their momentum, that could be a tough game. Last game of the season, FC at home, they'll walk that. So it's still game on in those positions. I think one thing that we do know, I think Lee Leopards will finish 4th. I think Warrington and KR showed this weekend their mettle. I'm now very concerned for Salford. I think maybe their lack of depth is now starting to bite. I think probably a few of their players are playing with injuries. And if those suspensions don't get overturned for Warrington, that's positive for Warrington. There's still plenty of strike for Salford, but that'd be a positive for Warrington this week.
There'll be nobody to lay a platform for that strike to make a foothold if those bans are upheld.
Yeah, I agree. Then, of course, it's that middle quadrant. Huddersfield gone, FC gone. Leeds, I think, will be gone by the end of this. I just don't see Wigan losing that game. We'll get to the predictions in a minute. And then look at that at the bottom. Minus 380 plays minus 386. A massive swing in the favour of Wakey there. It couldn't be tighter.
It's unbelievable. Wakefield were dead and buried, and they have got the slimmest chance to survive. And if I'm Castleford, well, we were in this position last season going into the game against Toulouse. Where if we lost that game, we went bottom. Of the league. And I have utmost sympathy for Castleford and for Wakefield, to be honest. But Castleford Tigers fans must be thinking, "Oh my, is that trapdoor going to open?" Because that's what we feared last season.
Well, that Toulouse game at half-time, mate, it was in the balance. Absolutely the balance.
It was ours to lose.
Well, if you remember, they came back, didn't they? And went in ahead at half-time. I mean, we were in complete control and then combusted with the last 10 minutes of the first start anyway. But there you go. So that's the league. Still fascinating. It's the league that keeps giving this season. It's, this time next week.
Everybody keeps moaning about the quality. I don't care about the quality.
Mate, the quality is great. Look at the tries this season, mate.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Everybody keeps moaning about the quality. I've seen fan after fan after fan on Facebook and social media saying the quality's not there. This has been,
for me, the best
most
season.
Exciting seasons I can remember for a long, long time.
I agree, man. I agree. I'm sorry. I agree. I've been, every game I've watched this season, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. There's not many where I've come away feeling that was a bit naff. There's been great tries on show, brutal defence, exactly what we
I agree, 100%.
Right, now time for the team of the week, and there's a big surprise coming in this one. Here we go. It's the Super League Raw Team of the Week for round number 24. Here we go again. And a fullback keeping his place week on week is the in-form Matt Duffy. Another well-taken brace as well as 2 very nice assists. Silences the doubters once more. Sensational. And number 2 for the 3rd week in a row is Tommy the Machine Makinson, now standing 8th in the all-time Super League try-scoring chart with 174. Tommy has not finished yet, though. He has his sights on Ryan Atkins at 186 tries. Also getting his 3rd in a row is Mark Percival. Oh, once again, his work to create chances for his teammates was a thing to behold against the spirited Wakefield Trinity. 4 from 6 for the boot was also good. And number 4, after a 2-week absence, in comes Toby King. 10 tries for the Cherry and Whites in Super League now for Toby. How much would he like to cap off his time at Wigan with a League Leaders Shield? And who knows, a grand final win also. And number 5, taking over once again as the leading try scorer in the competition, Mr. Joshua Charnley. Another brace takes him to 25 with 2 standard scores for this master finisher. Quality! And number 6, another man staying in week on week is George Williams. George is once again enjoying playing behind the likes of McKayley and Vaughan, and when the spaces come, he has the light speed to take on the fullback. Taxi for a Widdop. At number 7, we could not look past another vital performance for Hull KR from Brad Schneider. Poise, control and potency are just 3 words to sort this display. Even Rachel Riley would have to sit back and admire this man's numbers. And number 8, what a performance from Big Sam Lizzone. Our trick from Sam was simply out of this world. His 3rd. Oh, a bat would have been proud of it. Wonderful balance to a Vatex or a fullback, or did Tex just simply not fancy it? You decide. And number 9, yet another appearance for the exceptional talent that is Edwin Pape. His movement on the dance floor was befitting of Saturday Night Fever. As far as the Leopards number 9 shirt is concerned, Edwin, if they can't have you, they don't want nobody, baby. And number 10, Paul Vaughan is another non-mover at 10 this week, leading them into making charts with 3,123. Vaughan, he crossed his 5th and 6th try this season with power and precision. Dream Team incoming at number 11. Yet again, we pay homage to the Wigan Warriors captain, Liam Farrell. His opening try for the Cherry and Whites was another demonstration of the box of tricks that this man has at his disposal. Piff, puff, puff. I hear you all cry. At number 12, back from injury and on debut in Team of the Week is Matty Nicholson of the Warrington Wolves. Matty ran devastating lines throughout the game, making meters or space for his teammates to create. Some of his tackles were brutal. And finally, at 13, he's back once again, John Asiata. This man has it all, and he's rightly a fan's favourite at the Leopards Den. He's hard to believe it was his first try in Super League this year, but who needs the cherry when the icing tastes as good as this? Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Team of the Week for round number 24. Team of the Week for round number 24 in the bag, and where else will you hear the great Soprendo himself as part of the Team of the Week? I hear you cry. Oh yes, lovely stuff. Lovely stuff indeed. Oh, don't just love a bit of
John Asiata's first try of the season.
In Super League, yeah.
In Super League, wow.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the guy's immense. The guy's immense.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. The big surprise, no Bevan French. We gave it to Brad Schneider. Schneider, for me, French quality. I think Wigan probably still got over the line against Salford without Bevan French. I do not think that Hull KR would have pulled off that win without Schneider. Schneider was absolutely on point.
No, I agree, mate. I agree. It's horses for courses, isn't it? Yeah. You know, I agree with what you say. You've got to give credit for who the players are playing against.
Yeah.
And yeah, I agree 100% with that.
Absolutely.
And again, it's nothing to do with being jealous of Bevan French. It's just they were playing quality opposition.
Yeah, French for me,
I understand that 100%.
Yeah, French for me, quality. I mean, and there was a few people when we do the team in a month, they don't quite, I don't think they're quite getting what we do, because would not surprise me if Bevan French was in the team in a month, because it's about consistency. Yeah. This is about the week. And that's the difference. So, would not surprise me at all. Come the end of September, when we announce the team of September, if Bevan French was in it, wouldn't surprise me at all. But that's the team of the week. Another lovely little sprinkling in there. Nice little balance amongst it. Fantastic. Right. The prediction league. Here it comes.
Here we go.
Yeah. And as you can see,
down another point.
Look at that. Well, you haven't actually. Myself and you, 16 points last week. The Fans Forum, 19. Of course, we left the Fans Forum open till a bit later to allow everybody who wanted to vote. We're going to do it again. We're going to close the Fans Forum on Thursday evening. So the Fans Forum, the official Fans Forum one, we will take the poll, and like last week, we will publish it so you know who the Fans Forum collectively have decided upon. That seemed to work well last week because they won the week with 19. Gary Schofield just the 13. So that means that I'm now ahead by 1 point. Again, couldn't be tighter. Greg there, as you can see, 6 points between first and third. And the Fans Forum, not out of it at all. It couldn't be closer. Probably the tightest one we've ever had in the 3 years we've been.
I was going to say, yeah, this is, I might not, well, I'm not going to say it, but yes, it's exciting this season.
It's very close indeed. So let's get into some predictions. Right, guys, get in on the chat. Here we go, starting with the first game. Wakefield Trinity taking on the Catalan Dragons. Catalan, of course, 2 defeats now in the last 2. Wake on a 4-game losing streak. You do feel that Catalan need to turn the tide, and quickly. Personally speaking, time is running out at Wakefield. I think the win needs to come sooner rather than later. I think this is a pivotal game, a pivotal game. I think the only thing that could maybe benefit Wakey is if Lee were to beat St. Helens. The 4th, I don't know. I mean, you'd have to ask Adrian. I think they'll finish 4th regardless. So if there was to get a win against Saints, would that allow them maybe to rest a few for Wakey? I don't know. And would that be an opportunity? I don't know.
Well, when you think that Lee didn't rest anybody before the Challenge Cup final, I don't think that's in Lamb's mentality.
That's true.
I really don't. I think he wants.
True.
He might not have the bodies available to rest anybody. We don't know.
Well, no. And the other thing, I don't know if you heard this, Catalan had a torrid time getting home from the last game.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
They landed in Montpellier and then had to make their own way back to Perpignan from Montpellier. So in terms of the journey home, it was quite treacherous for him. Obviously, that means that they got a rest day, so their prep hasn't been the best for this one, which again is a positive if you Wakefield Trinity. Oh dear. Like I say, you do feel they have to win this. A lot of love actually in the chat here for Wakey. Alex Sharp going Wakey by 6. Paul Bowman saying it's a big chance for him. Ollie Hodge saying Wakey 1-8. Freddie McGilvery's going Catalans 9-17. Lee don't have a squad to rest players. Okie dokie, don't disagree with that. Wakey by 8, Graham Parrish. So like I say, the balance with Wakey really in the chat. Gary Schofield, he's gone Catalan 9-17. Where are you going, mate?
This might sound like a stupid thing to say, but I think what will benefit Catalan this weekend is the weather, because it's going to be warm, and I think that will be a massive benefit to Catalan. I think Wakefield will put up a really strong performance. I really do. I think they have to.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going Catalan 9-17.
9-17.
Yeah, and I know it might sound a ridiculous comment, but I think the weather will benefit them this weekend.
I'm going to blow out. I think Catalan are going to batter them. I think this is the game where Catalan will bounce back. I think I'll tell you what they need to do. And I sort of mentioned this as well on In the Shed. I think they need to put Morg back at fullback.
Yeah,
they really do. I mean, Sam Tompkins I'm sorry, you don't have Arthur Morg on the bench. For me, that's a waste of a bench place. Your balance of your bench is completely gone. I think they just got to call the ball. They've got to put Morg at fullback. They have to. I mean, before he went out injured, he was on fire. He was one of our player of the months, if you recall. He was absolutely on fire. For me, they've got to put Morg at fullback, leave Tyrone Main-Pearce in the halves. Tompkins, if you want. Is
it a case of nursing him back gently for the playoffs?
You hope so.
Weigh that up, and then once the playoffs are in, and Catalan are going to be in the playoffs.
Of course, yeah.
That's when you unleash Morg from fullback, because he's a player. He is a player, Arthur Morg.
Class, mate, absolute class. We love him, don't we? And I like to say, even Sam Tomkins has got a put. And again, I know there's sentiment here with Sam Tomkins, and Sam will want to go out in a blaze of glory. But you know what? Sam, be professional. Sam should be saying to McNamara, look, our best chance of us getting to. Would Sam Tomkins get a shirt at the grand final? Of course he would. If I'm Sam Tomkins, I'm saying to McNamara, you need to put Morgan. You need to put him in. If we're going to get to the grand final, we need the box office of Arthur Morg and what he can do. Sam Tomkins has lost a yard of pace. All he does now is catch and pass to his winger.
Yeah,
that's all he does.
I agree. Yeah.
So anyway, that's my thoughts on that. So yeah, I'm going Catalan 18+. You're 9-17.
Schofield
9-17. A lot of love for Wakey in the chat, guys. Don't forget.
And do you know what? I would not be surprised if Wakefield did win this. I just don't think it's going to happen. And I think they're going to put up a massive performance, Wakefield, because they have to. Mm-hmm. But I think they'll ultimately fall short. But I'm not thinking like you that it's going to be the blowout that you think is. I could possibly be 100% wrong, but
I think Catalan are going to turn it on here, mate. I really
That's
do.
the beauty of sports, sir.
It is the beauty of sport. What I would say to everybody, don't forget, if you've not chatted officially on the official polls, do that. Go onto our Facebook page after the show and cast the votes that you put into tonight's show on there to make my life a little bit easier. That would be marvellous. Then we move on to the John Smiths. The Giants taking on KR. Had the Giants won last week, this would have been a right pressure cooker game in terms of potential.
Potential.
Potential. But yeah, which way are you going here, mate?
I'm going Hull KR. I have to.
You're going KR?
KR, yeah.
Okay, and what score are you going on KR?
9-17.
9-17.
Sorry, you took me by surprise then, because the teams disappeared off. Disappeared off the screen.
They did. That's all right. That was on purpose, and I've just noticed that something's a little out of kilter behind the scenes, sir. I'm just doing as you do. Don't you worry about that. Right.
I am not worried, sir.
Outstanding. So what did you go there? What did you go?
Hull KR 9-17.
Hull KR 9-17. Why is that? Oh no, we don't want to do that.
Oh, we don't want one of them.
Oh, we don't want to do that. What are we doing it? There we go. There. That's where we need to. Right. So Hull KR 9-17. Gary Schofield has gone exactly the same. This is the real conundrum of Huddersfield this season, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If Huddersfield actually turn up for this, who knows? It's bonkers, but it's true. It's mad. I just think, oh dear, I can't not go FC KR. Sorry. That was a faux pas. KR. I'm going to go KR, and I'm going to go KR. I'm going to go. I'm going to have to go here. I'm going to go 9-17. I think that's probably what it's going to be. I think it will. Yeah.
It could very well be close for about, as I always say this, it could be close for about 60 minutes, and then I think KR will pull away.
Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, the last time, remember these two met, KR at the at Craven Park, they won 28-0, didn't they?
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't think it'll be a blowout. I think Hull KR will pull away in the last 10-15 minutes.
Okie dokie. Right. Okay. Time for game of the week. Here it comes. The trailer. Here it is. this week's game of the week. Yes, you could argue that, there's probably maybe more riding on the Warrington-Salford game, but, we're getting to playoff time now. This is a massive, massive match for both sides. This side of the playoffs, they're going to want to, put a marker down, aren't they? Both of these two teams.
I absolutely love that trailer, mate. That was your best of the season. That was brilliant.
Did you like that?
That was brilliant. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Massive game. I just think Rugby League should be the winner on Friday night. This has got the potential of being one of the games of the season. I think there's so much bad blood over that semi-final. I think both teams are going to be at it. You wouldn't want to be John Asiata for anyone's business. Will Adrian Lamb leave Asiata out of this one?
No. Not in a...
Well, rumour has it he's picked up a knock.
Well, that would be the only thing that keeps John Asiata out if he has picked up a knock.
Yeah, he's took a knock. Rumour has it. Don't know if Steph knows more. He'll put it in the chat by all means.
If Asiata's fit, he will play.
Yeah.
Because that is what will wind the St Helens players up. Those tackles below the waist around the legs that are upsetting the Saints players and the fans so much.
Yeah.
Opposed to the ones that set people's heads off.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing wrong with his tackling. Absolutely nothing wrong at all. It's a deflection against the fact that Saints weren't good enough to beat Lee in the semi-final. I think there is bad blood in there. And you know what? I think Lee are going to win this.
Yeah, go on. Which way? So what are you going by?
I'm going to go 1-8, Lee.
I've got exactly the same.
Here's my prediction.
Go on.
Golden point.
Golden point.
Golden point for Lee.
I'm only 1-8. Go on.
Simply because I think Saints will be that wound up and that eager, that desperate to get one back over on them, that it'll counteract them. And I think Leo, I've been thinking about, this is the one game I've been focusing on all week. And I just got this feeling that I had the feeling the semi-final Lee would win. And I get the feeling that they'll win this. I really do.
I had no doubt in the semi-final that Lee would
win.
It was written in the stars, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But this one, I just think maybe the emotion. I think a Saints player could get sent off on Friday. If Asiata plays, I think a Saints player could go.
I wouldn't be surprised if Asiata gets sent off.
Nah, I don't think you would.
No, I wouldn't. I'd say not going to happen, but I wouldn't be surprised because of what's gone on. But I'm with you. There will be a red card in this game.
I think there's a real high probability there could
be. There'll be a couple of yellows, and I think there will be a red card in this game.
Yeah, again, a lot of love in the game in terms of Lee. Quite a few going Lee's way. Equally, quite a few going Saints' way as well. Biggest score thus far, Saints by over 20. I think that's a big shout by Kev Worrell, I have to say. I don't see 20 plus. Alex Sharp saying 18 plus as well for Saints. So a couple going big for Saints. Nobody's going that big at the moment for Lee. But yeah, this should be
Lee won't win. Well, he might do, but I can't see Lee winning 18 plus.
No, I can't. Schofield's gone 9-17 to Saints. He's gone 9-17. Yeah, so
I had a feeling for the semi-final, and I've got a feeling for this. I think the desire for Saints to get one back over on Lee will make them too eager, too overexcited, make mistakes, bring desperation factor in. That's the way I see it. And if Lee played the game, if Lee played the steady game that they've played, I can genuinely see them winning.
Rugby League should be the winner. So to recap,
I do hope so.
I think so. Lee, and we're both going Lee 1-8. Schofield 9-17. Saints, get yourselves in the chat into the official one. If you could for me, that'd be great. Right, Casper Tigers.
Here we go. Here we go. Breaking news, sir.
Go on.
Yawa and Partington apparently have had their bans overturned and both will play on Sunday.
But Watkins has been upheld.
Well, all I've got is breaking news. Whether that, I've not had it confirmed, but there we go. Vuniyawa and Partington bans overturned.
There you go. Steph is saying he thinks that Johnny Lomax might not be playing this weekend. I'm not seeing that, Steph, but
that's a massive blow for
That'd be a massive blow for the Saints. It would indeed. There you go. So Castleford Tigers taking on Hull FC. This is an interesting game, isn't it? Without doubt. Yeah, I mean, Cass. Well, I think this is Cass's best chance of a win. I really do. Between now and the end of the season. The last 2 games for them are Wigan and Leeds. I think Leeds, having been beaten by Cass twice, they'll be wanting to finish the season with at least 1 scalp against Castleford.
Yeah.
Wigan, I give them no hope whatsoever. This, for me, if Castleford are going to secure Super League without having to rely on Wakey not winning another game, this is the game that they have to win. Or else, for me, it's going to come down to Wakey can Wakey scrape one. That's just the way I see it.
Yeah.
Cass 9-17 is the way that Schofield is seeing it. I think Cass will bounce back. That was such a big hit they took against Warrington. I think there will be a bit of a bounce back. And the question is which Hull FC turn up. I'm going to go FC, but I'm only going to go FC by 1-8, but I do think FC will win it. Where are you going?
The words that Danny Ward said at full time
Scathing.
Should have stung Castleford players to react. You know, certain players gave up, certain players didn't look interested. I think that should, if they're professional players, sting them into action. And I think Castleford will. Again, I think you're right. I think Castleford will see this as their best chance of a win. And I think they will. I think they'll win it 1-8. I'm going Castleford 1-8 because I think Hull have got nothing to play for, really, have they?
Well, they haven't, but they're playing Cass.
Yeah. But I am going Cass 1-8.
Well, a lot of love for FC in the chat. Most going the way of FC. Only Paul Sanderson going Cass by 12. Joel going Cass 1-8. Kobe McGilvey's gone FC. Oliver Hodge 9-17 Cass. The vast majority have gone FC. But yeah, interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. Yeah. Now, apologies on this. I think I've got the graphic wrong. My apologies for the next one. It's Saturday, this, not Friday. If I'm right. I think I'm right.
Yeah, I think it is, isn't it? It is Saturday, isn't it? Yeah.
Saturday, this one. My apologies on that one. But it's Saturday, not Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Leeds Rhinos taking on the Wigan Warriors. What did you go there? Did you go Cass?
Cass 1-8, yeah. Cass 1-8.
Just did write it down. So this one, Gary Schofield's going Wigan 1-8. Sees it as a tight one. I'm going Wigan 9-17. I'm just going to say that straight away. I think Wigan now are on a bit of a roll. Kev Wall straight in the chat, Wigan by 18. Paul Sanderson, Wigan by 18. So a lot of love for Wigan in the chat. Greg, where are you going?
Wigan 18+.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry, Leeds fans, if any do watch us.
No.
I just Wigan are on fire. Wigan are on a roll.
They are on a roll.
They are coming into the playoffs.
And Leeds are in disarray. Leeds are in disarray, aren't they? You know, I mean, this now with McDonald as well. It's
I can't. I'd love to be controversial and say that, you know, well, it's not like me to be controversial, but I'd love to be controversial and say, oh no, this is going to be Leeds coming back into it and staking the place for the playoffs. But no, I can't see any other win than a Wigan win, and I think they're going to win quite well. And I think this game could quite possibly be over by halftime, if I'm being brutally honest with you.
They heard it here first, sir. They heard it here first. And then finally on
that's 60-0 to Leeds.
Yeah. And finally on Channel 4, Salford Red Devils taking on the Warrington Wolves.
Sunday on Channel 4.
Sunday. Oh, yeah, I did again, cocked it up again. Sunday.
It was Friday.
It was. It's now Sunday. So yeah, just use the Friday template. My apologies.
Well, actually, no, it was Saturday. It was a Saturday kickoff.
Yeah, Sunday at 1:45. So apologies for that again. It is definitely Sunday, not Friday. But yeah, Salford taking on Warrington. Warrington now 2 wins from 2. Can they make it a hat trick? I think they need to for the confidence. Salford, as we know, doing it a little bit tough at this moment in time. Gary Schofield's gone Warrington 1-8. I'm going Warrington 9-17. Where are you seeing it?
This is one of those games where no matter how well each team is playing, you can't confidently predict a winner. So I'm going Warrington by 18 plus.
You're going 18 plus for why?
I'm really annoyed that for once, I'm really annoyed that Channel 4 have changed the kickoff for this, because it clashes with my daughter playing for Warrington against St Helens and my youngest daughter playing in a cup game. So I can't go to this game, and I love going to Salford. Great sausage roll, great beer, great atmosphere. Warrington fans always make it a great game, and I can't go.
Yeah. Well,
devastated. Absolutely devastated.
That's life. As Frank once said, that's life.
As Esther Ransom once said, that's life.
She did indeed. Good old Esther. But yeah, so there we go. Everybody going Warrington. I'm 9-17. Schofield 1-8. Greg
18 plus. Yes.
So all of us different score lines, but everyone going the way of Warrington. So 3 Super League games this weekend to look forward to, of course. And of course, NRL continues. Of course, they're now in their playoffs, as I'm sure you are aware. Thursday, the women, as you can see there, at 10:45. Interesting one. This I don't know where they've got that from. That they've gone Sharks. They put it on twice. I don't think that's right. Oh, did they get a week off? Did they get a week off in Australia?
Yeah, I think they do.
They do, don't they? I think they get a week off. So it's for some reason there they put the same game on twice. So it's the Sharks against the Dragons at 10:45. Then on Saturday it's the West Tigers taking on Brisbane, and then finally Gold Coast take on Parramatta. That's on Sunday morning. Get it on record. Get up. Watch a bit of women's rugby league.
Mate, I'd say I will. I keep saying this. Get watching your women's rugby league. It is absolutely fantastic. The quality is superb.
It is.
Really, it's a real honest game.
It's very, very good over there, my friend.
It's good over here. It's great.
It is, but we've got a way to go to match them at this moment in time.
But they've been playing it for a bit longer than we have. So
they have indeed. They have indeed. And like I say, I thought as much. No, the NRL finals do start this weekend. So just I think Sky will announce some of these will be on just to bring.
Surprised they're not showing all of them, to be honest.
I think they may be. I'd be surprised if they don't. Keep your eyes peeled, ladies and gentlemen. The Broncos take on the Storm. Of course, the loser of that gets a second chance. Panthers take on the Warriors. Again, the loser of that gets a second chance. And then a straight knockout games will be the Cronulla and the Knights taking on the Canberra Raiders. So massive games over there in the NRL. I would be very, very surprised indeed if some of them didn't find their way onto Sky. They've just not been announced.
Sure they will be. I'm sure they will be.
Absolutely. So, Greg, another Tuesday night is come and gone.
Absolutely flown by again, sir.
Indeed, it has indeed. Tremendous round of rugby league, round number 25, still all to play for. We still don't know who's in the playoffs. We still don't know who's going to be the league leaders, and we certainly still don't know who's being relegated. This is the season that just keeps giving. 3 games on this weekend live. Get yourself down to a game live if you can, ladies and gentlemen. And we will be here next Tuesday, 8 o'clock, to run the rule over it all once again.
See you soon, guys.
See you soon. We'll go out with the top.
Thanks for joining us.
Go on, mate. Oh, thanks for joining us.
I'm off to my holiday home in Newcastle now, and I'll see you all next week.
Outstanding. Ladies and gentlemen, here come the top performers from Super League. Some new leaders and some new faces in the league table. So stick around. Here come the top performers. We'll see you next Tuesday. Bye for now.
Cheers, guys. See you next week.